Hey guys, what's up? I haven't put out a video for a while, so I'm sorry about that, all 75 of my subscribers. But today, I guess yesterday, or very early this morning, one of the two, I finished doing 99 Herblore after a long time, so woot to me, I suppose. So I thought a appropriate celebration would be to do a video for you guys and I guess everyone about overloads and kind of a general guide because I know personally before I got overloads and used them, I had a lot of confusion about exactly what they could do. So I'm gonna do a guide. I'm gonna make one pretty much from scratch, and I guess I need to start with you need 96 Herblore to make an overload. This can be boosted. You can boost Herblore by one level with the Green Man's Ale, two levels with the Green Man's Ale M. That's expensive, so I would recommend at least 94 and 95. 95 best. 96 obviously is good, but 94, I think a Green Man Ale M is like 50k, and you might make 10 overloads out of it for 50k. So you can use a spicy stew, but I hate spicy stews because it's so random and it's always like you need a +6 and you get a +5. It's like, oh well, thanks for the middle finger, Jagex. Anyways, so this is the guide, and this is gonna look kind of weird to those who don't actually know about overloads, but an overload is made by mixing all of the extremes together with a torstal, a clean torstal. So I'm going to show you the rough price of 3 doses of overload. Um, so obviously this is all of the extreme supplies and a torstal. So for 3 doses of overload is about 50k. So that's about, oh, I'm going to say about 17k per dose, which I'll explain why that actually isn't half bad. Now, I'll make the streams for you. You know, pretty basic. You're gonna know how to do this. You know how to make potions, hopefully. You gotta grind the mud rune. I didn't have it ground for purposes of showing you the price. This is obviously when there's a lot of bots around and everything, so it's kind of iffy as to how the price will be. But as of now, it is about 17k per dose. Now I'm going to mix my Torstal in with all of the others, and boom, you have an Overload 3 in your inventory. Something to know is all of your extremes need to be at 3, and all of the super attacks when you're making your extremes need to be at 3 doses. That's just, yeah. So anyways, that is what an overload looks like, and you've probably seen what it does by now when you use it. It causes 500 damage when you drink it. Good fight, 17k. Anyways, and what it does is it boosts your stats to the same level, actually one less level than an extreme would, but one, it boosts all of your levels rather than having to drink 5 doses of a dose of 5 different extremes. And then second of all, something that's kind of cool is it doesn't actually keep it keeps those stats, the extreme stats, for 5 minutes, which normally an extreme is going to boost up there and then kind of fade off over the next couple of minutes. Overloads last for 5 minutes guaranteed, and how that works is every 15 seconds your stats are renewed. So it might drop down to like 124 from 99. Now, know that you're not going to get 125 stats if you're not 99. Like, obviously, my range is only 100, my mage is only 88. But it might go down one and then it'll boost back up. So one thing that can be useful for this is we all know Ceradon and brews are nice stackable food, but they lower your stats. Well, what's nice about the overload is you just saw right there, it will actually boost your stats back up for you, so you don't need special or super restores as much. So that can be really helpful for use. And to be honest, overloads are really expensive, so I wouldn't use them for things like Slayer tasks, because a Slayer task, might take an hour, and that's what, if it lasts 5 minutes, that takes, sorry, I'm tired, it takes a lot of overload doses, and you're going to be spending at least probably 2 to 300k just in overloads. So if you're doing something like wyverns or mithril dragons, it's probably okay. Now, would I recommend getting 96 for overloads? I think Herblore is an amazing skill once you get it high. I would recommend any player, especially now while it's cheap, or if you're watching this future, I laugh at you when bots are getting your supplies, because you can get the potions I did were energies, which require a Harlander potion unfinished and chocolate dust, and you can get chocolate bars really cheap. Um, at the recipe for disaster chest and grind them yourself, so you can do that. But energies, I think, are like 5 GP per EXP, which is really cheap. And I would recommend getting at least 85, especially if you're a Slayer, because then you get the super anti-fires and you don't need a Dragon Fire Shield. I mean, it was sad to see it go, but I don't need it anymore, and I can start using things like Zamorakian Spear. But anyways, I got off track. I would recommend using overloads for things like Mithril Dragons, Wyverns, or bosses, or if you're going to do things like fight kilns or Nomad, I would recommend it for that. Overall, they're not good for general use because they're so expensive. You don't really need attack or defense bonuses, so really you're better off just making um, extreme strengths, if that makes sense. But I would definitely say it's not a bad thing to get, because one, it's nice to have, just in terms of you get people that come up and think they're hot shit, and then you have a nice stat to flaunt off, and it takes some time and some money. I think I for 70 to 99, I think I spent about 90 mil, which really, it was 300 mil in history past. But overloads, I would say they are definitely worth getting. One final thing, I guess, before I go about overloads that is kind of nice is, what's unfortunate is when that 5 minutes is up of your time of stat boost, I guess, what have you, your stats don't fade off like a normal potion would. They just automatically go away. But the overload makes up for that in that when it wears off, it heals you 500. So the 500 damage you got dealt up the anus when you took the dose then gets kind of refunded to you when it wears off and you get 500 health. And that has actually saved me sometimes. Like at Mithril Dragons, they'll just start tearing my asshole apart with like a massive butt wrench or something. And then the overload wears off and boom, I've got 500 free health. Cool stuff. Anyways, I hope this helped. Sorry, I kind of rambled a little bit there, but I covered, I think, all the fine details about overloads that I was looking for and I didn't have. So, hope this helped, and thanks for watching.